would try to give the Pirates a little payback. We'll explain everything, and we'll have the highlights. Plus, CCS soccer is in full swing. We'll tell you who's going to the big dance this weekend and who will be watching it from home. And tonight, we'll bring you Out of Bounds for two high school athletes with a passion for competitive roller skating.
I'm Mike Delfino at Berkeley Goodyear, where you'll meet the girls' basketball team from Berkeley High. Night of high school playoff action in basketball and soccer. We'll meet the men behind me from Northgate High School who just won their league title, and we'll talk with the girls basketball team from Berkeley High. But let's start at De La Salle, where the boys basketball team was trying to avenge its only league loss of the season and earn a share of the Bay Valley League title. A packed house out at the Spartan Gym as fans from Pittsburgh and De La Salle were as fired up as the two teams for this much anticipated game. It was wild at the start, with Joe C. leading the break, Charles Brown to the net, switching hands and scores with the reverse. Moments later, it's Marcus Davis all the way to the basket. He leans in and draws the foul. Pitt led 8-7, but C stole the show. His pick here leads to a 9-point De La Salle lead at halftime. We go second half action now, and Hervé Malone is heading a Pitt comeback. He drains the three, and then Daryl Anderson stops and hits, and the score is 34-28. De La Salle. But the Spartans score the next 9 points in a row. Demetrius Williams with a steal and the rip. The Spartans with 8 steals in the game. Now here's C lining up 3 of his game-high 18 points. The Spartans, Reckel and Sims did great work down low on defense, and De La Salle gets the 28-point win and a share of the league title with Pittsburgh. While the NCS basketball playoffs begin next week, the CCS playoffs are in high gear. We begin in the boys Division III bracket, which a lot of people feel is the most competitive of the 5 divisions. Top-seeded Reardon playing host to Pioneer. The atmosphere inside Reardon's gym was electric, and so was the Crusader offense. You want some hustle? Check out Reardon's John Topey. He picks up the steal on one end, then hustles down court to slam home the follow. Reardon up 8 early. The Mustangs make a brief run late in the first, and when Eddie Lewis drops home this prayer from 35 feet out, Pioneer is down just 5 after 1. But Reardon had its entire game working in this one. Josh Vergara dialing long distance for the 3. And then it's Orlando Hodges passing the Topey, and the big guy showing some nice touch from the baseline. Reardon up 29-12. And finally, it's the Crusaders air show taking center stage. Marquise Cately finishing the break with a monster rip. Reardon advances with a 56-41 victory over Pioneer. The Gunderson cheerleaders flipping for their team as the Grizzlies take on Half Moon Bay. The Cougars love to play long ball. Sam Dixon for 3. Oh, but don't stand around. Here come the Grizzlies. Devin Portillo to David Chow, and Mr. Chow lays it in. Jason Harrison running things for Gunderson. He gets it to Mr. Chow for 3. But this game was close all the way. Kevin Power, another Cougar three-pointer. They do it in all sorts of different ways. But here's Mr. Chow pouncing on the pass. He gets the steal, and it's dinner time. This game went to overtime where Gunderson gets the win. Here's James Jones with a nice follow basket as Gunderson advances, but it wasn't easy. Meanwhile, the girls' Division III bracket looks equally competitive. 21 teams making up the field, with Sacred Heart Cathedral holding the top seed. We begin with second-round action as 6-seeded Presentation hosted 11th-seeded Burlingame. Burlingame's unofficial cheerleaders coming out to support the Lady Panthers. Second half action, Burlingame's Ashley Moore giving the ball to Kim Flowers, who delivers a bouquet for 2 and the foul. More Burlingame now as Rachel Mooney grinds the offensive board and sends it up for the deuce. The Panthers are up by 10. Check out Catherine McLaughlin of Presentation taking a pass and netting a 3 to battle back. Katie McLaughlin with the 3. But Burlingame's Anna Tracy has the answer, taking the rock and bombing a 3 of her own as Burlingame gets the upset, advancing 45-32. To soccer now, where the NCS 3A boys semifinal was an all-East Bay League affair. League champion and top-seeded Monta Vista traveling to Amador Valley to meet the 4th-seeded Dons. The chilly weather didn't stop this large crowd from gathering at Pleasanton on Wednesday. Early in the game, Amador Valley's Stephen Bird sends it up to Brody Woodard on the breakaway. Woodard runs it down, fights off the defender, and punches it past the goalie. It's a goal for Amador Valley, and the Dons lead it 1-0. Amador Valley received a fine performance from goalkeeper Rob Flores. Watch him here make the diving save to prevent the goal. The score remained 1-0 at the half. Second half action now, Monte Vista on the attack. They get the ball in the box, but Amador Valley defender Matt Wendling puts the brakes on the attacker, and Flores smothers the ball. The Dons reach the finals by shutting out Monte Vista 1-0. Amador Valley to meet the winner of De La Salle and Richmond in the finals. De La Salle breaks the 0-0 tie 20 minutes into the first half. Smart play by Chris Wondolowski. CW uses his head for the goal. Credit Franco Serra for the assist. 1-0 De La Salle Spartans. 4 minutes later, the Oilers rev it up. Rodolfo Garcia passes the ball to the streaking Jorge Abonce. Abonce catches the corner for the goal, and we're tied at 1-1. De La Salle trying to get one in before intermission. John Bernal for the free kick, but not to worry. Richmond goalkeeper Francisco Vasquez gobbles it up, and we go into halftime tied at 1. Second half now, De La Salle's Devin Scherer on the free kick gets the goal, and that was it. The Spartans from De La Salle win it 2-1. From Richmond to Piedmont for an NCS Girls 2A matchup. The host Highlanders taking on Hayward League champion Bishop O'Dowd. The O'Dowd faithful showing they've got something to shout about. Early on in the first half, Piedmont's Billy Adenom letting loose in the ball, putting it a bit high and just over the net. Later, it's Bishop O'Dowd's Kate Ginninelli sending it forward to Caitlin Langcott, who lines the shot to the back of the net, and O'Dowd has a 1-0 lead. We go second half now, and O'Dowd's Andrea Newman tries to get on the board, but Piedmont's keeper Katie Sang fields the ball to keep the game close. Piedmont attempts to even up the score on a corner kick late in the game, but O'Dowd, Anna Key locks the door as she snags the ball out of the air to preserve the win. O'Dowd advances 1-0 to final. This week's Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale Citizen of the Week is a very special young athlete from San Ramon Valley High School. His name is Brian Rainey, and Brian is a 3-year varsity basketball player with a 3.8 grade point average. His coach calls him the most courageous athlete he's ever coached. Brian lost his leg as a child. He plays with a prosthetic leg. He works hard in practice and does get into some games, and when he does, the crowd goes absolutely wild. San Ramon Valley High School is now eligible to win this 15-seat van from Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale because Brian Rainey is our Citizen of the Week. Still ahead, plenty of CCS soccer action, including a huge South Bay matchup as Oberfeld tries to derail the Bellarmine Express. That's coming up a bit later in the show, and lots of hoop action as the Northgate Broncos look to buck Las Lomas. And we'll head over to San Ramon, where Cal and Foothill battled for the East Bay League title. Sports Focus will be right back.
High School Sports Focus is brought to you by companies who care about high school sports. The joy of Pepsi. Santa Clara Truck Wreckers, where you save on new, used, and rebuilt truck parts. Goodyear, from tires to tune-ups, rely on your local Goodyear dealer. Clark's Charcoal Broiler. You've got the urge, we've got the burger. Mountain View and Los Altos. And by Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale, the proud sponsor of the Citizen of the Week Award.
That's why they've joined High School Sports Focus for the Citizen of the Week program. Each week, a different outstanding student will be honored based on their work in the classroom, around campus, and in the community. Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale will give away this 15-passenger van to the school lucky enough to have one of these outstanding students on their campus. Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale is proud to honor high school athletes every week on High School Sports Focus. And Sports Focus is proud to have Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale as part of our team. Foothill's loss to Amador Valley last week meant a golden opportunity for the California boys basketball team to earn a share of the East Bay League title. A Grizzly win at home Tuesday over the Falcons would leave the two teams in a first-place tie. A win for Foothill would clinch the title for the Falcons. Foothill at California in our Santa Clara Truck Wreckers Game of the Week. Cal High Sound Squad setting the pace for last Tuesday night's battle. First period, Cal's Angelo Hampshire-Tanaka puts on the brakes and slings the ball to George Tucker, who bombs in the three. Both teams looking sharp from beyond the arc. Foothills E.J. Costello. It's in a three for the Falcons. 9-9, we're tied. Second period now, Foothill gets nifty inside. Costello shoots it to Evan Patak, who banks in the layup. 17-13 Falcons. In the third, Cal struggling but still alive. Nash Robertson to Christian Lowe. Lowe with the short jumper, 32-29. Fourth quarter now. Cal trailing by 2. Brian Elbegin hooks it in and ties the game at 39-all. But the Falcons out-rebound and outplay the Grizzlies on the inside. Patak finishes the game with 12 points and 12 boards. Mike Wood extends the Falcons' lead to 10 late in the fourth as Foothill wins it 59-49. Meanwhile, the Northgate boys basketball team also in a position to clinch a league title. The Broncos needing a win at home Friday night against fellow Walnut Creek rival Las Lomas to clinch the championship in the Diablo Foothill League. Those Bronco cheerleaders had the crowd pumped up right from the start. But what a start Northgate would get. Tynan Davis from the right side takes the baseline drive, finishes with his famous one-handed scoop. Very nice. More Northgate now. It's the guy with the hair, Rashaun Puryear, finishing. That basket gave the Broncos the 18-4 lead in the first quarter. In the second quarter now, the Northgate hustle would continue. Check out the effort on this play. Davis fighting for the board and gets the putback to fall. Las Lomas would get a little flashy just before halftime. Check out Brent Tyndall feeding the buzzer and going to the rack for the finish. Northgate holds on to a 10-point lead at the half. Second half now, Dylan Edrington would get the Broncos going again. He nails the tray ball from the corner pocket. It's good, and Northgate is on a roll. James Chestnut of Las Lomas tries his best to keep the Knights close. He gets the rock and goes baseline to the rack for the dip. But the high-flying action wasn't over on the night. Check out London Young throwing it up to Rashaun Puryear, and the hair guy with the rep. There it is. Northgate takes the win over Las Lomas 70-47, and we welcome the Broncos to the show tonight. Joining us here are London Young, Dylan Edrington, and Tynan Davis, and we'll start with the junior London Young. And Northgate joined this league for the first time this year, and it was a very competitive league. What was it like for you guys to play against teams like Miramone and Acalanes all year long?
It was really challenging, but we fought through it and just had a lot of teamwork and hard work and practice and just fell through our first play.
All right, very good. Dylan Edrington here in the middle, sharpshooter, averaging nearly 20 points a game for Northgate this year. Congratulations on that. What did all these difficult games this year do for you guys now with NCS starting up next week?
Well, we take it one game at a time, and in practice, all these guys, I got to give them credit. They come to play every day, and just help coaches just, getting on us, but making us better as players. So we just got to thank them.
All right, and tell me a little bit about Coach Swan and the coaching staff and what they bring to this team.
They're great, They're nice guys, but, they want to win, so that's just all we can ask them, and we just follow them.
And they work you hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, paid off. Tynan Davis right here won a play of the week a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations.
Thanks.
A great moment in your life?
Yes.
Good answer, good answer. Tell me what it's been like being a part of this team and what these guys are all about. You guys seem to have a good time.
Yeah, we're a tight group. We've been together many years before high school, actually, a lot of us. And all the commitment we've had is paying off finally, and we're having a great time, actually.
Right, and Rashaun Puryear with the hair back there.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
He keeps everybody smiling, doesn't
Yeah.
he? All right, very good. And your thoughts on where Northgate can go this year?
I don't know. We won 16 in a row, and we got momentum going, so who knows?
Yeah, it feels good, though, doesn't
Yeah.
it? All right, very good. The Northgate Broncos, Diablo Foothill League champions this year. Congratulations. Each week, Clark's Charcoal Broiler presents the CCS Athlete of the Week award. This week, we honor Oberfeld High's Isaac Alvarez. Isaac scored 4 goals in the Royals' 4-1 CCS playoff win over Mount Pleasant. Isaac will now receive dinner for 4 at Clark's Charcoal Broiler as our CCS Athlete of the Week. The Paramount's Great America NCS Athlete of the Week is Tiffany Ducker from Newark Memorial High School. Tiffany scored 18 points in the Cougars' title-clinching victory last week. The Cougars were a perfect 12-0 in league, and Tiffany was a big reason why. The Cougars will now each receive a pass for a day of fun at Paramount's Great America. Pittsburgh looks to declaw the Cougars of Carondelet and capture the Bay Valley League basketball title. We'll find out if they could do that. Plus, Encinal, Berkeley when we come back. And in boys hoops, SI tries to recapture its early season magic as Los Gatos pays a visit. Highlights of that game plus other CCS playoff action right after this. Thanks to the guys from Northgate High School. road trip, but a tougher challenge Thursday as the Monarchs travel to Del Mar to face second-seeded Del Mar in a CCS Division III second-round game. The Dons and the Donillas gathered Thursday night for the big showdown. The Doñas. Del Mar playing catch-up early in the first. Jason Campbell for three. 12-8 Dons were down by 4. Mitty to get done quickly. B.J. Jones fires it to Marshawn Armand on easy street. 18-12 Mitty after 1. The Dons staying alive late in the second. Ryan Legade goes unstoppable to the basket. 28-23. Dons down by 5. Mitty extending the gap to 6 with her go-to guy, Marshawn Armand, soft touching the ball to the basket. 34-28 at the half. Mitty keeping the lead in the third. Danny Dressman just shy off the three-point arc makes it 39-34. But Del Mar unleashing their secret weapon in the fourth. Stephen Belton off the bench makes the steal, lays in 2 of his 7 points in the period. 52-47. The Dons now in the lead, and he was happy. And if that was not good enough for you, watch this. Kyle Kelly swats it away. Oh, a big-time swat as the Dons come back to win it 60-49. We stay in Division III where St. Ignatius hosted Los Gatos. SI pulling away in the third quarter. Steve Blake showing power on the board as he follows home the miss. SI enjoying a huge advantage on the windows. Here's more evidence as Matthew Conti comes flying in to tip in to follow SI up 39-28 now in the third quarter. Los Gatos was able to stay close thanks to the hot hand right here. Putting it in, drilling in 3. Los Gatos within 8. Now watch this play by SI's Kareem Gilbo as he gains control of the ball, then slices to the hoop for a little dipsy-do. Finally, it's Eric Strain saying, give me that, as he just rips the ball away, takes it the distance. He lays it in. SI advances with a 54-34 win over Los Gatos. Tuesday was rematch day in the Bay Valley League. Earlier, we showed you the De La Salle basketball team settling its score with Pittsburgh. Now it was Carondelet's turn to try and avenge an earlier season loss to the Pirates. The Cougars facing the additional challenge of having to travel to Pittsburgh. A Carondelet win would leave the two teams tied for first, while a Pirate win would clinch the league title for Pittsburgh. As you might expect, a very enthusiastic crowd on hand for this battle of the league leaders after trailing by 10 at the half. Pitt comes out smoking in the third. This Alexis Mack deuce part of a 16-5 run, giving the Panthers a 38-37 lead after 3. That sets up a wild fourth quarter. Carondelet's Lauren Russi opens the period with the 3-ball net pocket, and the Cougars lead 40-38. Later, the lead grows to 4 when Russi passes to Lee Gregory for the basket. Now it's Pittsburgh's turn to rally. Off the miss, it's Courtney Warren with the follow and foul, and suddenly Pitt trails by 2. It's 42-40. But the backbreaker came moments later for Carondelet. That's when Megan Keithley buries her second of 2 3-pointers. The Cougars move into a tie for first with a 50-44 win at Pittsburgh. Over to Alhambra we go, where the Bulldogs hosted Northgate. Game tied in the fourth quarter when Alhambra's Jenny Jones muscles her way to the basket for 2 and a foul. The play igniting a 7-0 Bulldog run and a 45-38 lead. The Broncos battle back. Andrea Denise with a slicing Ala Islam for 2, and the Alhambra lead is down to 5. The Bulldogs had all of the answers, though. Caitlin Campy nailing the jumper from the top of the key, and the Alhambra lead is back to 7. One final chance for Northgate as Jamie Yoshioka drives to the hoop and scores. Nice play there. But Alhambra would tally the final 6 points of the game. Jessica Jones with a steal ahead to Jenny Jones, who dishes to Natalie Coe for 2, and Alhambra wins it. 53-42 was the final. Meanwhile, no such drama for Berkeley High. The Yellow Jackets long ago wrapping up the Alameda Contra Costa League title. Berkeley heavily favored to win its 6th straight NCS title next week. On Tuesday, the Yellow Jackets tuned up for the postseason by hosting Ensenada. In a pregame ceremony, Berkeley head coach Gene Nakamura receiving an award for winning his 400th game. Berkeley takes control from the start. Senior forward Robin Roberson getting the ball at the arc and burying the 3. Roberson would end up with a career-high 39 points. Ensenada on the run. Amber English weaves through the traffic, then makes the nice bounce pass to Jillian Dasher, and Dasher finishes with the bucket. But Berkeley has too many weapons. Senior guard Danielle Milburn squares up at the arc and ripples the net for 3. And then Berkeley center Sabrina Key sends a message to the Jets. The paint is no-fly zone as she makes the big rejection. Now it's the Yellow Jackets. Natasha Bailey getting the ball in the corner, taking the baseline and scoring off the glass. Berkeley rolling to the 93-35 victory. Not only will the Jackets be gunning for their 6th straight championship, Berkeley will also try for its 3rd NorCal title in 4 years. On Thursday, the girls joined Mike Delfino out at the Berkeley Goodyear Tire Company.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Mike Delfino out in Berkeley, and today we're at Berkeley Goodyear, another proud member of the Goodyear family. And if you're in the area, coming out to Berkeley Goodyear, they're on the corner of University and Martin Luther King Jr. Way. Since we're in Berkeley, it's only appropriate then I welcome one of the best teams in the state of California, the girls basketball team from Berkeley High School. The Yellow Jackets have had a great run of success over the last decade or so. They've won 5 straight NCS titles. I'm joined now by Robin Roberson. And Robin, you've been a part of 4 of those titles. You've been in part of 2 state championship games, 3 Northern California title games. What's that experience been like for you?
I'll say it's been a great experience. Every year, it's a new team, new players, different talent. You know, just keeping the winning streak going, working hard.
Okay, up next is senior Danielle Milburn. And Danielle, obviously when you have great success over the years like you guys have had, it comes with great expectations. Some teams handle that well, some teams that's extra pressure. How do you guys deal with all the expectations you guys have?
I think we sort of use it as such of a stepping stone, you know, like what game, you know, who do we have to defend ourselves against next? You know, like since everybody's like against Berkeley, like you play for Berkeley, so we're going to go hard, extra hard, you know, so we use it as sort of like, you know, a stepping stone type game.
Okay, finally I'm joined by junior Sabrina Keys, and your coach, Gene Nakamura, recently won his 400th game. He's had great success here, obviously. He's won 2 state titles. Now, what's it been like for you to play under such a great coach?
It's been a great experience for our team. You know, we've been to a lot of top tournaments in the nation, and it's just real fun, and it's a lot of competition, too, when we go to the top tournaments.
He's a good guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a nice coach, great coach. He makes us do a lot of running, too.
All right, best of luck to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. The Berkeley Girls High basketball team. Next week, they'll go after their 6th straight NCS title, their 2nd straight NorCal title, and hopefully their 1st state championship since 1997. That'll do it from Berkeley Goodyear. I'm Mike Delfino. Berkeley, take it away.
Juice the jacket! Juice the jacket! Juice the jacket! Juice the jacket! Let's go! Mighty Jacket!
In Berkeley, I'm Mike Delfino. Robert, back to you.
Oh, they are crazy. Earlier this week, things didn't look good for the CCS soccer playoffs. With a forecast of heavy rain and no artificial turf to fall back on, the 10 scheduled semifinals were in danger of being postponed. But Mother Nature did her best to cooperate, and despite a couple of postponements, things went on pretty much as scheduled. We begin with the boys' Division II semifinal, St. Ignatius taking on Carlmont. The rain stayed away long enough for SI and Carlmont to battle at Powell Stadium. No score in the first half. SI on the attack. Arturo Tofola leaves the ball out for Alex Emquist. He rolls it in. Wildcats strike first in the 21st minute. 3 minutes later, St. Ignatius gets a penalty shot. Tofola sticks it in with a left foot. Just like that, the SI Wildcats have a 2-0 lead. In the second half now, Carlmont's Ken Sang deflects the ball off his head and into the goal, and the Scots are down by just 1. Late in the game now, Carlmont on the attack. Scott Borden takes a shot on goal, but SI keeper Sergio Santilli shuts down the Scots. The Wildcats win 2-1 and will play Gunn in the finals on Monday afternoon. To the NCS, where the East Bay League is enjoying a huge run of success in the girls' soccer playoffs. Our 4 semifinalists in the 3A bracket are members of the EBAL. Game 1 featuring league champion California taking on Foothill. Big crowd out at Foothill High School. This was the 3rd time these 2 teams have met. Foothill got on the board first in the 12th minute of the game. Candace Warender winds up and nails a 40-yard bomb. It breaks just under the keeper, and that's a goal. Late in the second half, Cal down 1, but in the 56th minute, Brennan Meadows receives a pass from Katie Mahoney and boots in the goal. We are tied at 1-1 late in the game now. Score still 1-1. Cal on the attack. Erica Storch gets free and scores with a left foot. That's the game-winning goal. The Grizzlies beat Foothill for the 3rd time this year, and the girls celebrated in style. So Cal and Monte Vista will now play for the title on Saturday night. Cal to meet the winner of Monte Vista and Amador Valley. In the first half, Monte Vista Julia Schnug heads the ball to Allie True. True aims and fires a bullet into the net for the goal. The Lady Mustangs lead 1-0. Later, it's True again. And she is True again. This time making a nice move and getting the ball ahead to Colleen Purcell. Purcell makes the cross to Bridget Larson, who has a flying scissor kick. Look at that. Tapping it in the net. Monte Vista leads it 2-0. Amador Valley gets a chance on the penalty kick. It's Bria Kernan sending it to the goal, but there would only be Dons in the net as MV keeper Jessica Blake comes up with a save. Monte Vista advances to the NCS Finals by beating Amador Valley 2-0. And again, they play Cal on Saturday night. When you're a sports doctor, you see lots of injuries. When you're Dr. Arthur King, many of those involve high school athletes. So what injury does he see most often? Here's the answer.
Hi, Dr. Ting. I'm James Anyang. I go to S5. Now, I know you see a whole lot of injuries in high school. What's the most common injury?
The most common high school injury I see comes under the category of patellofemoral problems. This is usually caused by overuse and shows up as swelling in the knee and thigh bone area. The injury presents itself as a dull ache underneath the kneecap or patella. The pain and swelling can get so bad it prevents you from running or jumping. This injury is treated with ice, rest, and anti-inflammatory medication like Advil.
This high school sports focus health tip is sponsored by the Rikus Center, mentoring students in athletics and creative arts since 1977. For state-of-the-art technology, sports-specific expertise, call Rikus. And by the Fremont Surgery Center.
At Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale, the commitment to the community comes first. That's why they've joined High School Sports Focus for the Citizen of the Week program. Each week, a different outstanding student will be honored based on their work in the class. Peninsula Ford of Sunnyvale as part of our team.
In every season, it all...
Now, six-seeded Palo Alto looking to earn a spot in the quarterfinals. The Vikings at home Thursday against Yerba Buena. These loyal fans didn't get a little storm stop them from getting to this CCS playoff game. They were there and they were ready. First half was all Palo Alto. Jerry Hall working the rock, can't find anyone open, so he squares up and buries the jumper. Valley leads 34-18 at the half. Second half action, Yerba Buena gets the ball to Hassan Houston on the block. Houston spinning free and scoring off the glass. He's a great player for Yerba Buena this year. But the Vikings would not let the Warriors back in the game. Hall on the wing, spots Justin Resch on the cut. He's open, he's got it, and he scores. Tally on defense now. John Picasso overplays the pass, makes the steal, and takes it all the way in for two for the Vikings. And it's the Vikings' John Whetstone with the ball on top. Whetstone drives hard to the paint, bumps in the score. Palo Alto advances to the semifinal round with a 68-38 win over Yerba Buena. These fans very excited about Westmont and Woodside. Westmont with the lead at the half. Todd Bethke, the three, 31-22 Westmont. Third quarter now, and back come the Wildcats. Roderick Cooper with the corner three. He led everyone with 20 points in the game. Now here's Cooper again, this time driving the baseline and tossing it in. Cooper fired up because we are now tied at 31 all. Clay Tolbert beating the press to Brandon Sly, a soft 5-footer for Westmont. So Woodside begins to pull away. Chaz White for three, and Woodside has a 41-37 lead. Then Quan Rucker brings the house down with a rip, and Woodside advances 56-47. There were just two unbeaten girls soccer teams in the CCS this season, and both earned the top seeds in the Division II bracket. One of those teams was Carlmont, which suffered its first loss last Saturday against St. Francis in the quarterfinals. The other unbeaten is Mitty, the Monarchs, breezing their way into the semifinals where they faced a tough challenge in the De Anza Division champion, Palo Alto. In honor of the Grammys, we'll say it once, who let the dog out, and that is the last time we'll say it. Early on, it was the Monarchs wasting no time letting the dogs out just 2 minutes into the game. Kate Morgan with the corner kick. Carmelita Padilla is there to head it in just like that. Mitty leads it 1-0. Later in the first half, the Monarchs strike again in spectacular fashion. It's Heidi Spink with an incredible run through the defense before passing it off to Kate Morgan, who drills it home. Mitty up 2-0 at the half. From there, it was a game for the goalies. Mitty threatening again late in the half, but Palo Alto keeper Dory Gans with a quick reaction and a save. Palo Alto looking to get close in the second half, but this time it was Mitty keeper Nicole Garcia coming up with a big save. Mitty advances with a 2-0 win over Palo Alto. Ready to meet the winner of St. Francis and St. Ignatius. The Lancers with a golden opportunity in the first half. Molly Flanagan sending this corner kick into the box, but Susan Clark's shot is just over the crossbar, and we stay scoreless. It stayed that way into the second half when SI's Lauren Filibosian rockets this free kick from 45 yards out. It finds the corner of the net, giving the Cats a 1-0 lead. St. Francis steps up its attack, but SI keeper Gina Antonini is equal to the challenge, punching away the shot before the follow is sent wide. And later it's the Cats on the attack. Sylvia Morelli pushing, but her shot is sent a bit high. However, SI holds on to beat the Lancers from St. Francis. 1-0 was the final. Tonight, Tony and Alvarez takes us out of bounds and to the roller rink for the story of a versatile athlete and his charming partner. It's a sport you might not know about, but if you do, you know these two are the best.
At Sequoia High School, Billy Galvin is known for his play on the basketball court and football field. But where Billy has found the most success is here.
Contestant team number 1, William Galvin and Aubrey Orcutt.
Along with his partner, Aubrey Orcutt, Billy is a national champion roller skater. The pair won the title last summer, then went on to finish second in the World Junior Pairs competition. The two started skating together when Billy was
It's all in her family. You see, she has 2 sisters who are also outstanding skaters. Andrew Hill's heart-stopping double overtime boys basketball win at Lee earned the Falcons the Mount Hamilton Division Championship. It also earned them a special honor from Game 7. Here's Lance Rowe.
The Andrew Hill Falcons are this week's Game 7 Team of the Week. Andrew Hill's hard work and persistence paid off last week during a thrilling double overtime victory that gave them the Mount Hamilton Division title. Jamal, congratulations.
Thank you. We wanted to win league. We were working hard this year. We were playing some leagues together. We won league, and we were trying to win CCS this year, maybe even go on to state. Thank you.
When we come back, we'll head to the Peninsula for more CCS hoop action as Palo Alto takes on Woodside and Menlo Atherton battles Lee. And in soccer, it's an NCS 2A semifinal as Las Lomas tries to sink the Mariners from Monroe Catholic. Can they do it? We'll find out when we come back. For second. Entering their season finale Friday night, the Matadors held a 1-game lead over the Dons. Friday night was senior night at Acalanes, where 7 seniors played their last game in the home gym. Miramati Steve Padowek got off to a hot start. He was 7 for 7 from beyond the arc. The Mats were up by 6. Daryl Dunham of Acalanes loses the handle, regains control, drives to the hoop, throws up a little finger roll action. In the third, M&M lookalike Josh Hunsucker floats in the left-handed runner. Mats up 44-31. Then Hunsucker finds Padowek on the baseline, who flips in 2 of his game-high 29 points for the Miramati Dons. Padowek is a great player. Senior Carlo Milani of Acalanes hits from long range, but it was not enough on the run. Kevin Weeks to Justin Blackwood, who lays it in. He had 16 in the game, and the Matadors win on the road. They finished the regular season 22-4. Across the bay we go to Palo Alto in the CCS Girls Division II bracket. 6-seeded Palo Alto playing host to 11th-seeded Woodside. The Palo Alto Spirit Squad was in good form on Thursday night. Start of the game, Palo Alto's Monica White gets the ball in the corner, goes strong to the hoop, draws the foul, and gets the basket. Now Woodside on the run. Carla Lowry grabs the rebound, dribbles through traffic, then drops the dime to Rachel Mwala, who scores with a lay-in. Later, it's Mwala making the steal in the backcourt. She sends it to Chanel White on the break. White scores easily as Woodside takes a 1-point lead. But Pally comes back strong. Caroline Lucchesi with the ball on the wing, throws it into Nicole Ling in the key. Ling puts up the tough one-hander and scores as Pally takes the lead. And the ball started to bounce Pally's way. Jenna Lippy-Klein grabs the long rebound, fires a bullet to White underneath. White finishes with the basket, and Palo Alto advances 41-35. Out to Atherton on Thursday, where the Bears took on Lee in a CCS Division II semifinal playoff game. Early in the game, Menlo Atherton Alexis Brash gets things going for the Bears as she nails a 10-footer. Then the Bears work the ball around to a wide-open Jenny Nicely at the arc. Nicely puts it up nicely for three, and it is good. Lee now on the attack. Kerry Yamamoto with the penetration makes the sweet dish to Kristen Volker. Volker turns, fires, and scores. Lee in the half-court offense now. Volker makes the skip pass to Crystal Florence. Florence puts it up, nothing but net. This game was close all the way. Menlo Atherton would have the last word, though. Shayna Smith makes the steal at half court, goes behind the back, drive to the hoop, and score with a layup. Oh, a nice play there. The Bears squeak out a win, 47-45. The NCS Division II boys soccer bracket featured lots of Diablo Foothill teams trying to prove their league is the best. One of those teams, Las Lomas, advanced to the semifinals this week to meet Hayward Area League power, Moreau Catholic. Fans from both schools showing great support with signs and everything at the big game. Moreau attacking early. Ryan Barwitz, a great throw. It goes off the keeper, but no Mariner can get a foot on it. And the Knights from Las Lomas clear it away. Las Lomas corner kick now. Josh Bloomstein, a terrific kick to Liam Casey near post. He heads it in, 1-0 Las Lomas. Below with a chance here. The ball tipped into the box. They're just wide of the goal, and then look at this. Las Lomas corner kick again. T.J. Olson, a torpedo header. Las Lomas advances 2-0. The Knights to play the winner of Miramani and Acalanes. The Dons have beaten Miramani twice during the regular season. The field conditions, oh, they were tough for this one. Great chance for Acalanes early on. Corner kick for Brian Zackerman to Greg Mathy. His shot is stopped by Miramani's Julian Housepian. It's planted in the mud, but does not go in. Oh, my. Miramani corner kick by Dan Gold is punched out and is standing there waiting is Nick Rudd, who fires a one-time rocket into the net. 1-0 Miramani. Later on, Luke Sassano with a long throw in for the match. Rob Weeks heads it off the goal post, but guess who's right there? It's Nick Rudd again, and Miramani has a 2-0 lead late in the game. Acalanes pressuring moments later. Rusty Phillips with a spectacular cross. It's headed over to James Arnold, who taps it in, but that was it. Despite some late chances, Miramani holds on for a 2-1 victory. It's been quite a run for the Santa Teresa girls soccer team after surprising Aragon and North Salinas in the first two rounds of the CCS Division I playoffs. The Saints were trying to earn a spot in the championship game. To do that, Santa Teresa would need to pull off a third upset, this time against Milpitas. Plenty of Santa Teresa fans coming out to support the Lady Saints. 9:35 into the first half, Santa Teresa's Judy Kaufman shows mad skills as she threads a pass for the one-timer off the foot of Megan Henwood to put the Saints up by 1. A little later, we see Kaufman again looking to add to the lead as she darts in, only to be denied by Trojan keeper Tammy Harmon. Then late in the first half, Rosanna Borja of Milpitas would try to tie it up, but Santa Teresa's Adrian Herbst says, fear my elite skills as she lays down the big save. Herbst would get the shutout. Santa Teresa wins again, 1-0, the final. Lots of playoff action continuing into Saturday. Here's a look at a couple of those games. With the Saturday CCS soccer rained out, we follow the sports focus sign to the Milpitas Independence Division I playoff game. Off the miss, Bobby Baines, the 6'4" senior forward, working hard, gets the board, the bucket, and the foul. Nehemiah Palazzo, the emotional force behind the Trojans in this game, he turns it hits for 2 of his 19 in the game. Virgil Snyder gunning for Independence. He hits here, but the Sixers were playing catch-up all afternoon. Here's Baines again, this time atop of the key 3. And now, with the shot clock winding down, you need help? Ace is the place. It's Asa Spiris beating the buzzer, and Milpitas was on its way. Here's Snyder one more time, but Independence just could not keep up. Look at Baines racing down court, a nifty pass to Alijan Ansari, and Milpitas has the win over Independence. Over to Division II, where top-seeded Lee took on ninth-seeded Woodside. This one closed most of the way. Lee's Kevin Rosson, the steal and pass ahead to Antoine Guidry, who thinks about driving, then pulls up for two. Longhorns lead by 1. Moments later, Woodside's Brandon Drayton answers with the 3, but the Cats trail by 2 at the half. We go to the second half now. It's Lee's Darren Fujikawa with the pick, and he takes it in for 2. The Longhorn lead grew to 7 in the 4th. But Woodside rallies again. It's Drayton with a tough jumper, and the lead is down to just 5. Later, it's Twan Rucker with the hoop and the harm, and suddenly Woodside is within 3, 58-55. But Lee pulls away for good. Guidry down low to James Murdoch for the bucket. 2 possessions later, the combo teams up again, and it's lights out for Woodside. Lee advances with the 68-59 win. Castro Valley and San Leandro square off for the girls' Hayward League Hoops title. Highlights coming up next, and it's the South Bay Soccer Showdown we promised earlier. Overfelt and Bellarmine coming up next. But first, take a peek at our latest Sports Focus Top 20 Girls. The Jackets trying to keep their perfect league record intact as they travel to Ensenada to meet the Jets. Out to Ensenada with the Jets. We're looking for an upset in this one. They're fired up in the crowd. Ensenada down 2 in the 3rd when the Jets' Mickey Weaver flips the rack to Chris Davis, who slaps the glass for 2. Then Danny Delmore steps outside, nails the 3 to put Ensenada up 42-41. And check out Berkeley's Byron St. Jules as he sends a gem of a pass to Jahi Milton for the hoop. Later, Berkeley on top 49-44 when Ryan Davis spins off the defender and hits the J. Nicely done. Finally, it's St. Jules again getting a running start, driving and laying it in. Berkeley holds on. 53-48 was the final. Thursday night, Bishop O'Dowd upended Hayward to win the Hayward League boys basketball title. On Friday, it was the girls' title game as Castro Valley took on San Leandro. The San Leandro fans looking for a league title for their Pirates. Jennifer King was great for San Leandro, breaking the press, weaving to the lane, and scoring plus the foul. Castro Valley had the lead early. Jacqueline Togi, the basket, and a 26-24 Trojans lead. But San Leandro was racing up and down the court all night long. Look at Saskia Roberson turn and fire. Roberson with a game-high 24 points, were tied at 26 all. Castro Valley's Jenny Anderson money from long distance for the Trojans. But San Leandro starts to pull away in the 3rd. Here's King again, scooping and scoring 2 of her 20 points. Then in the 4th, it's Roberson again. A strong move to the basket and the foul. And San Leandro upsets the regular season leader, Castro Valley. The Pirates are the Hayward Area League champions. Miramani and Acalanes played their last game in league on Friday night. The league title was at stake. Early in the second quarter, Katie Curtis of Acalanes pops in the 3. Dons lead 13-4. Then Aaron Barkley passes to senior Chelsea Dufault, who dials long distance, and someone answers the call. Acalanes looking good. Miramani on the break. Jenny Brash finds Amanda Breck for the hoop. Match down 13 at the half. In the 3rd, freshman Katie Curtis heads down court, lays it up, gets hacked in the head. Curtis makes the 3-point play. She scores 11 in the game. Miramani fighting back. Austin Sutton to Alexis Sarkis, scoring down low for 2. Mets trail by 7. But the night was all Dons. Barkley to Dufault, who scored a game-high 22, and Acalanes wins by 15. That's their 3rd straight league title as they finish out the regular season at 23-3. Congratulations to Acalanes. After rain wiped out Tuesday's soccer action, the CCS Division I boys semifinals were rescheduled for Friday. Game 1 featuring 7-seeded Woodside taking on 3rd-seeded Atos. Out to PAL Field where there was no problem with the weather this time. Early in the game, Woodside's Armando Avila is in the box trying to create. He gets open, takes the shot from the tough angle. Oh, it's a goal! Wildcats lead it 1-0. Moments later, Apto senior Francisco Estrada turns on the pressure and wins the ball. He takes it in, lines it past the keeper, and we're tied at 1-all. In the 36th minute now, Apto senior Juan Munoz gets control and lofts the ball to the center. Estrada runs it down, shoots with the left foot. Goal! Aptos would add 2 more in the second half, and they get the win, 4-1. Aptos to meet the winner of Bellarmine and Overfelt in the championship game. First half action. Bellarmine's Jeremy Salzberg moves quickly and sets up the centering pass. The goalie deflects it, but Mark Jones is there to clean it up for the goal. 1-0 Bells. Overfelt would surge back. Juan Fuentes sees some open green and centers the ball. Isaac Alvarez gets a head on it, but it's just wide. The Bells go for another strike. Dave Garcia takes off with fire in his boots, but goalie David Aldama extinguishes it quickly with a snuff. Gutsy play by the goalie there. Second half action. The Bells' Brett Rodriguez making the long bomb throw in. Darren Domingo got a head on it, but Nate Slesnik puts it away. Nothing but net. The Bells score a ringer and head to the CCS Division I championship with a 2-0 victory. Coming up next, our latest boys poll and the unveiling of our play of the week. Does that play have what it takes to win it? Could be. The answer next. Plenty of changes in the latest edition of our sports-focused Top 20 Boys Basketball poll. But once again, it's status quo at the top, where McAteer remains #1. Remember, the poll reflects results through Friday night of each week. It's time once again to appeal to your senses. If you're looking for a blazing one-time goal, or you want to hear the sound of a thunder dunk, you've come to the right place. Look, listen, see, smell, and touch. It's this week's Capital Nissan Stevens Creek Nissan Play of the Week. At number 7, Monte Vista's Bridget Larson gets crafty with a scissor kick for the goal. Number 6, Miramonte's Nick Rudd. Look at him waiting out. He's just going to fire the one-timer that breaks the sound barrier for the goal. Number 5, De La Salle's Chris Wandolowski will see the ball and be the ball. The nice header for the score. At number 4, Del Mar's Kyle Kelly smelling blood and attack. He flies high for the nasty swat. Number 3, Rusty Phyllis Marcolani's a great towering cross. James Arnold is there for the goal. Number 2, Northgate's Rashaun Puryear. We go with the throw, but he didn't get play of the week because at number 1, it's Reardon Marquise Cately getting the pass, and he reaches out to touch someone. He gets up high and throws it down hard. Look out, there it is, your play of the week. That's our show for this week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again right here next week.
Apparel for sports-focused staff provided by